What's happening, everyone? Welcome on back to the channel. Hope that you're doing well. Thank you as always for being here, for showing up. Let's go ahead and listen to some more Clockwork Angels. Why not? I'm in a little bit of a rush mood, but never in a rush. Never. So let's go ahead and listen to this track that you guys had recommended and suggested, The Anarchist. Like I said, Clockwork Angels. This particular track had been suggested by a few of you. Kato, 0828, Mike Down, Mr. Ledotson, and then the Eric Burtz. And there's a few others, names that pop up here, but I'm having trouble finding them really quick. I was trying to get them ready. Joe Schmo, I see you there as well. Okay, so thank you guys so much for the suggestion. Let's go ahead and give it a listen. We'll talk about it after. Here we go. The way the bass groove just came out of that, leaped out into the openness. It's heavy but elevated. It's a stellar opening. Quick. That's an opening. Ooh, listen to how much Neil changes the drums. This is so cool. I love when those quick hits come in. Just this part, that sweeping synth. So cool. Getty sounds really nice in this kind of lower range too. Source. Nice switching back and forth in that rhythm. Heavy, and then back into it. A band like Rush that has been around for so long, so long, this being at this point their final studio album, but their 19th studio album. At this point in their career, for them, in my opinion, to still be so creative, so flavorful, I think is a huge testament to their music, both past and, at least from what I've listened to, here in the so-called present with this album. I think it is amazing just how creative they still sound. I like the experimentation that they pull off here. Just speaking specifically of Neil, like this applies really to the whole band, but I'm just singling out here for a moment. Listening to his drumming evolve continuously from the past to the present is really cool. I like how this album so far, what we've heard of it, or at least I've heard of it, it has a heavier sound to it. But at the same time, it's not like it's going into like a heavy metal direction. It just has a thicker, more fully produced sound that I feel really elevates the music. Now, in here you either have strings by David Campbell, like the arrangements, or you're going to have keyboards in there from Alex Lifeson, or it could be both. I'm not quite sure, but whatever it is, it sounds absolutely gorgeous in the way that it just lifts up the music here. Getty sounds fantastic in this kind of lower range. Now, I don't know if we hear him singing more in this lower range because maybe at this point, age-wise, maybe he couldn't hit those higher notes that he used to from before. I don't know. I'm just throwing this out there as speculation. But once again, regardless, it sounds really, really nice. And I like this kind of depth that it adds into the music here. And then getting back to Neil, like I said, the way that he pushes those drum fills from the very beginning, it is so charged. It is like a bull in the bullpen, and you're just waiting to lift the gate. That's what it feels like hitting the play button on this particular track. We are the ones that lift the gate, and then Rush being the bull that they are, just charging out of there. The opening is really, really fantastic, like I said, with especially Neil leading that on. That's a really, really good song, The Anarchist. Will there be world enough and time for me to sing that song? A voice so silent for so long. For all those years I had to get along, they told me I was wrong. I never wanted to belong, I was so strong. I lacked their smiles and their diamonds, I lacked their happiness and love. I envy them for all those things, I never got my fair share. So, an anarchist, someone who is against a government or the establishment and doesn't want to be any part of that. So, in a sense, he's saying the same things. He's never belonged, even though he says that he was so strong. So, I feel like this is kind of a nonconformity kind of take here. Now, in what regard? No idea. The lenses inside of me that paint the world black, the pools of poison, the scarlet mist that spill over into rage. The things I've always been denied, an early promise that somehow died. A missing part of me that grows around me like a cage. So maybe he wants to belong, but for some reason he's being kept out of some sort of group, and in a way he's not lashing out, but he's of course feeling that pent up frustration. In all your science of the mind, seeking blind through flesh and bone, find the blood inside this stone. What I know I've never shown, what I feel I've always known. I plan my vengeance on my own, I was always alone. Oh, they tried to get me, oh, they'll never forget me. I gotta tell you, it sounds like he's taking a wrong direction here. I don't know what his outlet is, I don't know what he's planning. It doesn't sound good. It sounds like he's been reading an illegal book that you're not supposed to be looking up. You know what I mean? A certain kind of cookbook. All right. So let me know what you guys thought of the track in the comments below. You can follow me over on Twitter. You can support the channel on Patreon. Thank you so much for being here. Come back tomorrow. Have a wonderful day, guys. Bye.